Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the amazing Caroline, and Caroline is one of the best people I know at commenting. This portable sort of billboard posting of her and her community. And the way that she does it is quite unique. I tend to just give one word answers when people ask a question, and that does not keep the conversation going. It does not improve the engagement scores. It doesn't help you get ranked in discovery. In fact, it doesn't help you get anything. But the way that Caroline does it is really good. So I want to get your tips, Caroline. If people are new to Skool or new to commenting, or they're trying to grow their community, grow the engagement in their community, what do you do that the rest of us are missing?
I look for a way to get a conversation started. So somebody says, I loved what you put on that post, or I just love that post. That might be. Most people would go, oh, thank you very much, and maybe leave that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I tend to go, absolutely lovely. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. What part of it was it that you enjoyed the most, or can I help you with whatever it was? You know what I mean? So I make sure there's something else, a question that comes in at the end of it, not too in depth because you don't want to scare them off, but it has to be something. But it has to be something that they've obviously read the post, so therefore it's a case of saying, oh, what part interested you the most, and can I help you with it? Because for my crochet community, obviously I'm giving hints and tips about crochet, so I might be able to help them a little bit further with that. So that's a simple one. For most people miss that one entirely because somebody has said they've enjoyed the post, they go, oh, thanks, that's lovely, and off they go, sort of thing. I look at it in a slightly different way. What have you enjoyed? What can I help you with? To do with that, how can I move you forward, sort of thing, and that helps. And again, with when somebody first comes in and says who they are and where they're from, maybe ask another little follow-up question to that, depending on what they've said. Oh, you're from so wherever it is. Oh, I'm really interested in that. I've never been there. Ask some more questions, get that conversation rolling. It's sort of, or, oh, I'm just from up the road, sort of thing, or whatever it might be. You get your conversation flowing. So it's all about getting that conversation flowing. It does depend a lot on what they've worded, what they've said, but it's really important to not have a closed question either, so that's not a yes coming back to you. It's something that they can elaborate on a little bit. You're interested in who they are, and I think that's also something that I genuinely am. I'm genuinely interested in people, where they're from, what they're doing, can I help them? You know, that's just me as well. So I think that comes across in what I say. But I've over the years found this way of being able to sort of speak to people and just say, find out more about them without prying, but what they're willing and happy to actually tell me. So it's all about getting that conversation flowing. That's the most important thing you can do, really.
Yeah, you are brilliant at it, and it does come across as genuine care and curiosity and interest in the person. And it's not like, where were you on the night of the murder, and why do you support the Nazis? It's not anything that scares people off. It's a beautiful thing. So that's like in your community, but I've seen you in lots of other communities do the same thing too. And it's not like every community is about crochet. So no. How do you do it when you're in someone else's community?
Well, again, I tend to read what people say, and I know that sounds like a strange one, but a lot of people only read the post and put their own comment in and maybe reply back to the person if they comment to them. I read what other people say, and I will pop in and ask a quick question, something that maybe strikes me. I think, oh, that's really interesting. Did you do that? And where did you find that? Or how did you do that? And in every community, there's going to be something that's going to spark an interest in me because I'm interested in everything. I think it's sort of, I love to learn, I love to teach, I love to learn. So it's sort of, I get curious about things. So again, I try to do it in a way that's not going to scare somebody off. I'm not, that I'm not a weirdo. No. But it sort of, comes across as being purely interested in them, which I am. But it's reading their comments. And if you're in a community, it's because you're usually interested in what's in that community anyway, what's going to be there. So
Right.
when you
Mm.
talk to people, you're going to be interested in what they're saying. And I often, if somebody has said something and they're inquiring about something, I'll put my own little opinion into. Try not to do it in a way that's sort of, in your face or anything like that, but just my opinion. How I found this work, you know what I mean, for me, that sort of thing. And
Mm.
then you often start a conversation that way too. I like to have a bit of a joke with people too, so I'll often come in with something a little bit silly or a little bit whatever. That's just me as
I've
well.
noticed that.
But
I enjoy your humour.
I can't help it. But that also, it keeps that conversations flowing, and people don't always want it to be straight and serious all the time. Sometimes a little bit light helps too. So yeah.
Yeah. And a woman with an opinion. Oh my goodness, who'd have thought? I love it when you get different perspectives from things.
Um,
I know when I was married, my ex-husband used to always, I'd say, gee, that woman's an idiot. Why did she do that? Blah, blah, blah. And he'd go, well, have you ever thought, and give me a completely different perspective? And I'd go, no, I didn't think that. So I love it when I hear someone else's opinion or approach or perspective on something that I hadn't sort of considered before. So I really like that. And I think it's so clever of you to not just comment on the post, because if you do that, it's only one person. You just reply and go, oh, that was a great post, so and so.
yeah,
But if you do comments on the comments, it might be 100 people that you can comment
and you do
and
find.
interact with, or 600 people if it's something like schoolers or whatever.
And what I found too is if people aren't looking for members for the community, I mean, I don't always do it for that reason. I do it simply because I enjoy talking to people. I talk a lot. I'm always good at that one. But
Yeah.
you do find that people do then check you out, find out who you are, and if they're interested in what you do, they may well decide to join your community. As I told you earlier, I know that it wasn't recorded, but I've only ever asked one person to join my community. They've all come through me talking to people or through discovery. So it is, a lot of my chat does a lot. Okay.
Yes, yes. And I find that too. I like because I will be chatting with someone in a community just commenting, and then they'll go, "Oh, I see your community is for, women over 50 or for genuine beginners or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, they've been checking me out." So it means that I don't have to tell them things about me. They get curious enough. And so that's why I think it's one of those less is more leverage strategies where if you just go in and comment to the commenters,
Yeah.
you can get hundreds more opportunities than
And,
just commenting to the posters.
and
So I think that's very,
you find out so much interesting things too. It's so
yeah,
interesting. You find out so much, and a wealth of knowledge comes through talking to people. So yeah.
true. Well, thank you for talking to me today. I have got a wealth of knowledge on those tips. So I'm sure other people will find it useful too. If they do, where can they find out more about you? Invite people to your community, Karen.
Well, I have two communities. So I have the Crochet Circle, which is obviously for crocheters. We do all things crochet in there, lots of fun, lots of laughter. My hookers are brilliant. And for my other community, which is School Made Simple, it's about communities, about not being overwhelmed by it, and about you finding easy ways to be able to still accomplish the same thing and be successful in a community. And we have fun too, and I have my schooligans in there. So yes, it's a good place to be.
Well, I'm proud to be one of your hookers and one of your schooligans. So I encourage people to check it out. Thanks for today, Cara. Bye.
Bye.